Team Saint Beast is based on the very first fight that Team Urameshi comes together as a team to defeat. It is filled with powerful warriors who use an element of some kind, like ice or fire or rock or lightning. They have a power that each does kind of like Team Urameshi does with the whole Swiss Army thing. Like, they each, have their own set skill. Like, one has damage, one has extra power, one has defense, while the other has what I like to call consumption. What does the team do? Well, they draw a card at the end of every single turn. Well, that they would take. They may not have it on the turn they, get to draw that card. Like, they can't use it on that turn, but the next turn they'll have that extra one resource. Is it any good? Oh, God, yes, it's fantastic. Card advantage in card games makes you able to win or gives you a better chance to do so. Every time you will draw 3 cards instead of 2. That's all that a team would really need, especially since they have an attack that costs 2 for like 2 of the characters. You now will be able to actually play a card and attack with those characters. The pros are, well, the extra card for starters. I mean, any one extra card is way better than half the other abilities out there, and Suzaku and Byakko are just amazing when it comes to cards. I mean, you get extra attack for Suzaku, as well as more spirit or the ability to defeat highly defensive characters with Byakko. Cons, well, there is no 5th character for this team, so you're not going a team to match 5, which you might want to do at points in time. But a Genkai can actually fix that up. However, you can't really use her if you're going to try and use all for one and all for one. So she'll have to wait till like match 4 if you ever actually use her. As for the second con, 2 of your characters are actually kind of shitty. They're like weak defensive-wise, or they deal hardly any damage. What team does it have an advantage against? Probably Uratogi. I mean, they have hand control, which Saint Beast helps to fight against because they draw 3 cards. As for any other teams, they're not really in a position to power compared to them, but they are not really going to have a hard time fighting anyone, really. They have small disadvantages like Uratogi, with Uratogi, even though they get that extra card, but other than them being a little generic in power and having 2 weak characters, they can fight anyone and not really have a problem. So teams like Urameshi, they're going to have just fine time against, and things like Toguro, they got a defensive character a little bit with the stone dude, so it's not like it's going to be the hardest of battles. As for the deck, it has your regular list of cards. I mean, it's got just the whole drawing thing, so there aren't really any cards in the first set except for Storm of Torment and that defensive thing that gives you a power-up of 1,000 for each card in your hand. So those are Masterful Speed, that's what it is. They each raise your attack and defense, so you're going to want to run 3 of each. How the deck runs is, well, like a generic deck. You're going to use all the really good cards in it. Since you'll be drawing more cards, you'll be able to actually afford hoping for when a card's needed instead of having to have it. Saint Beast is an amazing team because of the team bonus, and your ability to draw 3 cards puts you in a league above most of the other teams because you're going to draw those cards. If you're running a small little item and technique discard thing with the Genkai bunch and Busted, then you're going to be able to draw on those faster than other things, and you don't really need Alley Fight for Aikichi. Not Alley Fight, for Kitty Love. Kitty Love. You don't really need Kitty Love because you're going to be drawing cards at the end of the turn, but even if you put it in your deck, it's not going to make things worse because you're going to draw faster anyway.